Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, host ImperialDane, full of history, tactical and strategical analysis. It's 1 vs 1 on Kholodny ferma, and also a brief note, there was another patch out yesterday, so another shake-up and another bunch of replays I can't use anymore, so I had to quickly get up a match. Hope this one will do, as this one will feature me, ImperialDane, fighting for the Ost here. For the 3rd Panzer Division, opposing me shall be Hellofriend, fighting for the Soviet Union for the 10th Guards Rifle Division. This was pretty much about just getting any sort of game, and there were mostly Russians playing at that time, so I went for the Germans in the hopes of getting something. We are, of course, seeing the Infantry company up, Grenadiers on the way, and I shall initially be sort of focusing more on a southern path here. I tend to, as the Ost here, more single out a part of the map. I don't try to spread out too far. Instead, I sort of more choose a box. In this case, I mostly on Kholodny ferma go for the southern part. This sort of approach. Although we're already noting here that pretty much Hellofriend is doing the exact same, albeit slightly faster due to the fact he didn't have to build any buildings. Second squad of Grenadiers from the way. More conscripts arriving for Hellofriend, and more Grenadiers arriving for the less friendly ImperialDane. Pioneers advancing up. I have no real idea what the patch did. I wish I did, but I don't. That is slightly tricky. And again, I wish I knew. But Grenadiers moving up here to engage with the conscripts, taking up position in their flanking position. Again, note cover this direction. In this case, some of these conscripts here at the far edge are more hittable, and they're also much quicker going down than the rest of them, because again the Grenadiers will focus them down first. They're also closer. Though now one Grenadier went down, he was a bit too poorly positioned. And there go Pioneers moving down to engage with the combat engineers. One Pioneer goes down, and there we go, closing up with the combat engineers. He's slightly pulling them away. Pioneers doing their best to stay close, and almost looks like the Pioneers have been slightly improved. Previously, in fact, I think they might have been buffed, since normally this would be a very bad situation for them. In fact, there we go, they quickly drop one combat engineer. Grenadiers now further pushing up there. Pioneers being hunted down here by the Pioneers. Of course, the fact he's running is not making it any more difficult for my Pioneers to shoot them in the back. And there we go, another combat engineer dropping down. So again, part of me thinks they might have been slightly buffed. Grenadiers are dancing up, conscripting up position behind that wrecked Panzer fall, while another squad sneaks about. Not entirely sure what he wants to achieve. An MG42 on the way, and another Grenadier squad rolling out, while a single squad of lonely conscripts are heading northwards. So holding out here, a bit of a stalemate between two sizable infantry forces, although one considerably more sizable. And there we go, Dimitri goes down. He had slightly peeked out a bit too far. MG42 quickly rolling up. And there you go, the 3rd squad of Grenadiers. Whoops. Slight fraps up there. Conscripts that are slowly losing out to the Grenadiers here. Although this Grenadier squad is looking less well. Securing the south. More combat now having been... Oh, he's actually training more combat engineers, interestingly enough. And there you go, the MG42 opens up on the conscripts, and there we go, pushed away. And not as further Grenadier loss right in this engagement, quite interestingly enough, whereas he lost several conscripts. Yes. And a single Grenadier squad up far north, taking up, Pioneer securing the south. And we are seeing here that Hellofriend is slightly backing off. He's also not only got about 3 squads of conscripts himself, though 2 combat engineers. Now we're seeing the special rifle command going up for him. Sneaking up troops here towards the north. Conscripts finding themselves engaged on several points, pulling back towards the house. I was not quick enough to occupy it, though. And Flamethrowers equipped for some of his combat engineers down south. Yeah, go quick rifle grenade, but he is actually pretty quick to dodge it, although it blows out a huge chunk of the building. Heinz a bit surprised, wondering what they pack into those rifle grenades. And a slight weaving about here between the combat engineers and the Grenadiers down south, and sometimes the rifle grenade ability sort of bugs up, which is a bit awkward. Further fighting up there. light mechanized company on the way. And there you go, Rifle Grenade actually managed to kill someone this time around, since he was not quick enough to dodge, but he constantly weaves up, out, in and out. Holding up inside the house. Veterans run off this Grenadier Corps, which is otherwise in a very poor position. I really should just consider getting it out of there before anything rushes in and kills the entire lot. Also getting into the house there to get up some line of sight on the entire position. We're also seeing an engineer post getting ready, and we're seeing a scout car rolling out there for Hellofriend. So this is about to get a bit nasty. And there we go, the scout car is rolling in to support the 10th Guards Rifle Division. Probably sent in from another unit. Conscript taking up position in the house, forcing away my MG crew. Grenadiers here in that fact beginning to suffer losses once more. Pioneers moving north. Scout car on the way as I heard this some time ago. And there you go, Panzerfaust only takes out half health. Grenadiers need to get out there quickly. Schnell. Again, that scout car is still a bastard. And there you go, conscript getting caught outside the house, getting out, church I mean, getting back inside. Scout car rolling out there. Quickly going to upgrade it. And the conscripts there are still fighting on. And the remains of this old farmhouse, with poor Fedorov taking himself a permanent nap in the corner. So a bit of danger going on all sides. Panzer squad arriving. And we're seeing a heavy mortar being called in there. He's gone Guards motor already. Relying now on the power of some pretty powerful light artillery. There we go, scout car went down. Fighting on all edges. And another rifle grenade. Almost gets the entire squad. More Russians popping out through that little gap in the house. And scout car here gets overwhelmed, already down to half health and knocked out. Panzer grenadiers arriving to add in some considerably more dense firepower. As the conscript inside the house here is actually doing quite not so well against the MG42 for some reason, which is quite beyond me. Though not complaining, and there we go. In fact, they're forced retreat right past everything else, and that might go down, but there we go. Heavy mortar opening up. And there we go, the conscripts were wiped out. Securing a nice chunk of the map. Panzer grenadiers heading south, and they are definitely going to be in some combat. Engineers will not be ready, and there we go. Quick retreat from the mortar crew. Lightly sensing, of course, they did absolutely nothing, shielding it. He retreated it before he would encounter something a bit more nasty. Pack on the way. And grenadiers immediately bursting into flame, trying to rifle grenade, but a bit too slow. Ultimately not doing enough, and the communists down south are getting wiped out. And there you go, retreat from the grenadiers. But now controlling most of the map, we in fact have forced back Mr. Hellofriend, who's now adding in more conscripts. He's suffering some losses, scout cars, engineers, and conscripts. That's definitely going to hurt a bit. All in all, I've lost is about a scout car. And tacking up, since now of course I know he's gone gut motors, I'm rather beginning to sort of slowly build up for preparing against that, which of course likely means I want some armor to deal with the T-34-85s. In particular with the 100mm mortar, which rather means my packs are going to be a little less useful. So there are some considerations there to make. Vital ones, but there we go, moving up the heavy mortar again. And a second scout car up there for Hellofriend. And opening up on the church. Having been under fire there, pack blasting away as well. Panzer is going to move up and see if they can't get that heavy mortar. While Mr. Hellofriend is pushing up with a large conscript force up the north. While the mortar scout car and some other troops keep up the pressure in the centre. which is not necessarily a bad idea. Again, the scout car does offer an incredibly large amount of firepower. Panzer's moving up there, going to button grenade, or at least attempt so, but immediately runs into a lot of fire. And again, just note how quickly so many are lost. I mean, Panzer is actually, in some cases, quite vulnerable. And there we go, only one killed by the grenade. That was definitely not a good assault by me, but even then, that happened frightfully fast. So again, I am not a huge fan of the Soviet scout car at the moment. It's a bit too durable for what it does, I think. But there you go, pushing up. Grenadier running into a lot of problem again, taking heavy losses due to the Panzer 50 caliber combo. Vet-22 and managed to escape. Though barely, and the 120 mortar continues to fire away. And there we go, we do see that the support armor core is up. And going to get a StuG. No, apparently not. Slightly pulling away, of course, in the threat of that 120mm mortar. Again, very nasty thing. Very powerful.
Conditions clear. The blizzard is gone.
Troops reinforcing. Could do with a medic bunker, but again, I'm definitely sending up all that manpower for a StuG as quickly as possible. Scout car there getting repaired. Pioneers spotting the conscripts up north and are pulling away. No doctrine yet. I'm a bit unsure. Should I go Festung armor, Festung support, or Jaeger infantry? Jaeger infantry would certainly buff my infantry, but the problem is with Jaeger infantry, it's an all munitions doctrine. There is nothing else in it but abilities and upgrades that require munitions, which rather... well, if you don't have the munitions, it's a pretty rubbish doctrine. And currently I don't have it. And particularly since I'm fighting against Guards Mechanized, I'm also a bit unsure I want that. And there we go, Combat Engineer Squad goes down. Panzerfaust against this scout car if possible.
The sector has been cut off.
And there we go, Guards Rifle Squad has arrived. There we go, almost knocks it up. Vet-22 for another squad of Grenadiers. More moving up there, mortars close to hitting the Grenadiers and wiping them out. Very nasty stuff, but pushing up the centre here, large Grenadier force going to try and catch that heavy mortar. Support by Pioneers, grenade going off, only damaging the Grenadier slightly. Guards infantry holding up there, moving up towards the heavy cover, and there we got a full retreat, pulling back with all their weaponry. And the 120mm mortar pulls away. And the scout car is also making a run for it. And there goes Stormgeschütz out, going for the cut-off point right there. And immediately coming under fire from the StuG. I don't think that's actually either received the fix it was supposed to have with the buff in terms of splash damage. Of course, it's still better than the before the large patch, because still can actually hit them now. But I don't think it has the AoE damage as it's supposed to do. That is splash damage, which again the patch notes says it was supposed to get. So I'm slightly disappointed on that regard. But there you go, cutting through, going for a lot of his cut-off points, so he can't get any resources. And of course going for other vital points. Heavy mortar moving up here towards this little ridge, would seem. And we're also noting here that a mechanized armor company is going up, and it's actually time to have a look at Mr. Hellofriend. With 4 infantry squads, a combat engineer, heavy mortar, and that scout car. Troops here suffering a bit to the conscripts, getting off one rifle grenade, actually killing someone. But again, that 120mm mortar is making me nervous. And it is now Infantry 1. And once more hiding inside that building.
The territory is in our hands.
There are no cowards here.
There we go, another squad of Panzer Grenadier arriving for the 3rd Panzer Division as they're holding out.
Ready for orders.
Got another engagement down south. Grenadiers moving up. Guards infantry is moving up to help support their conscript friends. And there we go, conscripts were pushed away finally. And these Grenadiers might once consider getting elsewhere since they are very low on health. Although quickly getting one conscript right down there. And of course now the Mechanized Armor Company is up for Hellofriend.
Scout gun.
And he's likely going for the Su-85 to help deal with any armor I have. Of course, he knows I have a StuG now.
Your predecessor died a hero.
And once more, the scout car's moving south. Panzer goes fighting here. Grenade, though, does nothing. Bomb grenade goes off. Kills a few of them, alongside the assault rifle shots. StuG needs to get down there, having a bit of trouble to decide where I need it. And there we go, mortar run almost wipes out the Panzer Grenadiers. StuG crashing through the bushes, the hedgerows, and StuG gets the scout car in one hit. Which was also, in fact, one of the changes. It was supposed to be able to actually damage units inside vehicles. But as can be seen, that has clearly not happened. My apologies for the fraps issues. I forgot to set the computer to defrag while I was sleeping. My fault, I'm afraid. Looks like it's stabilised a bit. Grenadiers here running into a lot of problems with flamethrowers and conscripts. Need to get out of there. But still, that's the second scout car gone. Also noting here, he's actually got the command points for calling in the T-3045s, but on the other hand, due to my control of the fuel points and the cutoff points, he doesn't actually have the fuel for it, which is definitely to my advantage. Pioneers on a northbound track to secure the points there. MG once more inside the church. 11 kills, by the way, on that 120mm mortar. Conscript sitting now, south. Getting very close, getting anything up there. And there we go, the church collapses. I'm not fully expecting that, but there you go. The entire MG crew is now very much dead, caught in the debris. Large infantry force holding up here side, another fire pit he set up. Grenadiers suffering heavily right there, several losses in seconds.
You have orders? This territory is ours.
And a second StuG rolling out again. My primary worry being the T-3045s, in which case I need more StuG. I need to be able to lay down a murderous volume of fire. Also note the pack was actually decrewed due to that heavy mortar just flying everywhere. Half track out, I'm in fact intending to upgrade this to a Flammagnen and try to rush his heavy mortar. And we're seeing most of the infantry being shipped south here in response to the Panzer going for the fuel point. And again, he really wants that fuel, but he also knows I'm rather guarding it jealously. And I do believe it's actually time for the mid-game analysis. Current situation is I'm holding most of the map, most of the victory points. I've also got more armor than him currently, although he's looking like to be getting an Su-85. Yes, indeed, which would definitely be a bit of a problem for my StuG, since it has better frontal armor than they have a chance of penetrating at reliably. And of course, longer range. So in that sense, it does have some advantages if well used. Of course, it's also got Guards motor, so he also definitely possesses some advantages there with his abilities. Which of course includes the mark vehicle ability, which allows him to do more damage. Again, combine that with the Su-85 and he can actually do a lot of damage to my StuGs if he so chooses. Plus of course he's got the Guards infantry, all the conscripts working hopefully in tandem with it, so it can actually be quite a problem in that regard. But he needs to get the fuel back post. It's also floating some manpower at the moment, as we are noting here. Of course he could consider building up some fuel caches to help solve that problem. He could also call in some more Guards infantry in that regard as well. But he definitely needs to push out, he needs to focus a bit more, he needs to overwhelm me, and he needs to clear out those StuGs, as they can still prove a hazard, of course, to his Su-85, but also slightly to his infantry, and drain him out there. Of course, the half-track is going to be a problem. For my concern, again, I want that heavy mortar out right now. I want it gone, I want it dead. As that's rather making it difficult for me to conduct a defense, and any attack due to drains and its damage. So that for me is my priority target, but otherwise I need to hold on to the centre, I need to hold on to, of course, the vital resources, at least one fuel point if possible, and of course I also need to preserve my StuGs. And of course I'm not quite aware what's going to hit me. Again, I'm very much unsure, because again that's the thing with the Soviet doctrines now, and of course working together with everything else, it's much harder for me to predict what he might go for. Is he going to use those T-3045s? Is he going to go for tank destroyers? Or is he going to go for the tank depot and go for even cheaper tanks? That's, oh well, not tank depot, but you know, tank battalion command. In that sense, I'm a bit more unsure. Well, what should I expect and what should I try to counter for? He could even just go for the support weapon company and get some field guns and just blast me that way. There's several things to consider there, and that's making me a bit unsure on how to handle it. But again, flame for a half track, I think, can go in there if I'm keeping a bit occupied. Of course, I'm now beginning to suspect he's rushing all infantry there, which means there's a gap right here. I know he has his mortar there, and I'm going to rush it. And of course, I could also consider laying down a machine gun bunker up here in the north to protect against infantry harassment. But let us return to the fight. Of course, I also need to choose a doctrine. And of course, with all the armor I have now, Festering armor is definitely looking to be the better one. Conscripts suffering slightly there. Panzer is doing what they can, although already suffering there a bit. 2 men quickly down. Again, note about Panzer, for assault troops, they have the exact same durability as Grenadiers, which rather means they're not that durable either. It's not until they actually gain veteran 2 they become really tough. Half track rolling in there, and just as that happens, SU-85. And I'm rather realising that a bit too late, and I'm... oh, shite. Need to get out of there. Also need to quickly choose the doctrine now. Festering armor, Festering Dharma, pop the smoke, but already too late there. And there we do, only got a few killed, and there go SU-85. I popped the smoke, but it was simply too late. And that half track, and all the 120 munitions there were lost. So that was very much depressing, and I'm of course now forced to shift because I'm worried there might be a push from the conscripts up here. Of course, the Guards infantry up there, so that's all of a sudden put a bit of a strain on my position. Second squad of Guards infantry now arriving. Hellofriend is definitely ready to say hello with force. Note, I've not upgraded the StuGs because I don't really think the MG upgrade currently for them is really worth the 30 munitions. It needs to be made better before it is worth 30 munitions. I'm slightly moving up. I'm hoping I can overwhelm his SU-85 with my 2 StuGs. And there we go, already doing a bit of damage. And there we go, he's actually quickly using marked vehicle. StuG misses though, StuG misses. This is not looking good, this is not looking good. There we go, buttoning up the other StuG. And there we go, that was pretty much it for me. More smoke now popping up, more smoke, and 1 StuG is lost, pulling out the other one. Did get the SU-85 down to half health, but ultimately that is not enough. Again, the use of marked vehicle, the Guards infantry, and the SU-85 rather meant I took a brutal beating there, although I was able to salvage 1 StuG out of it thanks to the wonders of the Panzer tactician ability that is smoke dispensers. Which is very much one of my favourite reasons to go festering armor. It really helps you keep your armor alive, considering all the nasty things the Soviets could pop at you by now. Going to also need to recruit that pack if I want a chance. In fact, I have, but that was sadly a bit too late.
Guards reporting, capture assault gunner ready for action. You need light anti-tank.
Point there secured. 10th Guards Rifle continues the fight against the 3rd Panzer Division. And there you go, heavy mortar rounds falling down here. Not looking good. 2nd MG by the way. And of course, in that sense, there's also a slight flaw in the way Hellofriend is doing it. It's very much slow, it's ponderous. Of course, it does a lot of damage, but again, it's also something, if I'm keeping sort of light on my toes, I can outmaneuver him, I can play around with him, I can ensure he can't necessarily always land a blow. And in that sense, the Festering armor smoke dispenser ability, again, rather helps with that. And again, we are seeing that he's playing very slowly, much more deliberately, which is also giving me some better chance of basically eking out his position there. In fact, he's left the south open, he's left his heavy mortar open. Panzer's moving in, going to get their vengeance for all the men lost. And there we go, heavy mortar crew. He's apparently not paying attention. The Panzers are just making their way through them. And there we go, heavy mortar crew dead. And there we go, requisitioning it in the name of the Wehrmacht. With the Panzer Grenadiers, I do not want my opponent to use it, so I'm stealing it because, you know, I want to use it. And there we go, 120mm mortar being taken away at the same time as an SU-76. Assault gun arrives, able to function as a bit of artillery as well, rather than a nasty little thing. Repairing the SU-85, well done, well done. Moving up, the conscripts to lead the way. Panzer IV here, hiding. Ready to support the infantry, throw back their infantry. And I know if he wants to engage it, he's going to have to leave himself open for my StuG hitting the flanks, and that's rather what I'm hoping up. By splitting out my forces, I can hope to catch his SU-85 in a slight trap there. And immediately opening up with the SU-76. And I immediately just begin pulling away because I have no intention of risking a Panzer IV like that. So quickly popping smoke. Better safe than with a wrecked Panzer. And of course with 120mm mortar I am definitely now possessing some greater firepower. And he's in fact called, which rather says something about his power. And of course not just the direct power, but of course also the psychological power, because again it's a mortar with quite some reach and power. Pulling up the Panzer IV in a slightly more reserve-like position, but then moving into transfer. We can't stop. There we go, immediately getting several of the conscripts. Heavy mortars slowly advancing, Grenadiers doing the same. And again another marked target. Pulling back the Panzer IV. Not looking good there. StuG moving in. He's also playing very carefully about his SU-85. He's probably worried again that will pull my StuG in and hit him in the side again if he also commits there. Quick grenade, also note again smoke, because I was worried he might be pursuing. In fact, he is. Pack. Oh, Pack got cleared out by the heavy mortar. The bastard. Panzer IV trying to get out of there. Getting very close. That Grenadier is going to Panzer IV, or at least try to. Rather dangerous play here, and again the marked vehicle ability, very nasty if you know how to use it. And clearly our friend here doesn't. There he goes, StuG hitting up the side, StuG hitting up the side. He made the mistake, he's gained mention too, but Panzer Faust and StuG gets the kill.
We have lost one of our armored vehicles.
There you go, HU-76 trying to get away. But that definitely paid itself off. Also note here, sending up a Panzer IV command tank to support the Panzer Grenadier squad, also being dispatched that same way. And the Panzer IV command tank is actually a surprisingly nimble tank. It's in fact slightly faster than the Panther, which is actually currently the fastest tank the Germans have after the latest patch. Of course, it's also quite handy against infantry, so in many senses very nice there. And there you go, one shot, 3 dead Guards infantry squads. Almost might get the squad, in fact. Looks like it might get out of there. And I forgot about the MD crew due to the fire pit there getting wrecked without me paying attention, and it is lost. Sadly, of course I've still got my heavy mortar, but he's also got his own, and he's in fact building fuel cassettes, which he probably should have been doing some time ago. Pushing out there again, using the SU-76 to push up the support, or the assault.
Assault gun standing by.
Another squad of Panzer Grenadiers on the way, as the Panzer IV command tank provides support for the northern push.
Panzer IV ready.
And this one getting repaired. Hooray!
Blizzard is passing. Normal weather is real. Enemy is attempting.
And thus the blizzard ends for now. Quickly turning the Panzer IV just in case something might be attacking, in which case, you know, having a better position would help. Heavy mortar setting up. And there we go, a quick move in from the conscript squad. Going to make a run for that MG it seems, but coming under fire from the StuG and the Panzer IV. Again, I'm not convinced it's got that splash damage buff as it was supposed to, according to the patch notes. And there we go, firing directly after the heavy mortar and the Panzer IV, and the repairing crew with the SU-76 forces me to quick retreat everything. And I mean everything. But at the same time, there's of course a clear deficiency in Hellofriend's forces. He's very much lacking in any heavy anti-tank. He's only got the SU-76, got the Guards Infantry and anti-tank grenades, and that's not necessarily going to cut it as my armoured forces continue to grow. There's a Panzer IV, 2 of them in fact, and a StuG. So engage from every angle. Another pioneer squad popping out. Conscripts suffering slight losses. And Panzers here getting a bit overwhelmed in the north. While in the centre they're not having much luck either, in fact suffering some nasty losses to the light machine guns of the Guards Infantry.
Territory secure.
Guards Infantry squad spotted by the Panzer IV command tank. And quick to get out of there. And very consistent use of the artillery ability from the StuG, constantly causing me to get a bit nervous every time, since I might risk losing a squad. And there we go, another HU-85 popping out there. Panzer IV in trouble. And of course, smoke again, though in this case he actually managed to make it up behind the smoke, so it does less, but he's still getting out there because he's probably not so keen on it. And I immediately set about rolling up my other Panzer IV, and then I'm actually going to try and see if I can't catch it and knock it out, but he's already moving it. He knows he might be in a bit of slight problem there without anything to support it.
Yes.
Knowing of course that the Panzers will have the great amount of maneuverability and of course could overwhelm. In fact, he's taking the far away path, a much safer path. So good move there by Hellofriend. And knocking out one of his fuel caches. But realizing nothing is here, I quickly pull back, not wanting to risk, or for that matter risk other parts of the battlefield. In fact, as this combat engineer squad is going for one of my victory points. And also note I'm actually quite low on them, which I actually hadn't been noticing. And these combat engineers are in a lot of trouble as they're getting blasted down by the two Panzer IVs. And another StuG on the way. And we're looking like here that Mr. Hellofriend is pushing up for one hell of an assault. Heavy mortar ready. Also looks like my heavy mortar got some kills off here previously, which is always nice. I'm not sure if he got an entire squad or what, but he certainly looks to be short one squad of conscripts, so that's likely he's also got a... Oh, that's the MG42 silver me bastard. And there we go, getting marked target, a marked vehicle, and there we go, getting the SU-76. I was very intent on getting that one. Pioneers moving up here to deal with the heavy mortar, forcing that true cheat. StuG pulling back, and there you go, anti-tank grenade. And of course also slightly spotting there, I know what's going on. I'm basically now rushing in my Panzers from the north, the other StuG in there, heavy mortar firing in support nearby as well, having gotten another 2 kills. And wiping out 4 Guards infantrymen right there. Bloody good job there, Mr. Schwerer Granatwerfer. There we go, HU-85 moving up, SU-76 moving up, going up after the StuG. This is bad news. I'm trying to get that HU-85 before it's too late. Second StuG moving up, going to also try and stun it. And there you go, veterans E2 for the StuG. And there goes HU-85 down, railway, artillery getting called down on the victory point. I wasn't sure it was going to catch or not, but there you go. Guards infantry squad dead, very much dead. Conscript squad down. Conscript trying to get my heavy mortar over here with 15 kills now. But the conscripts, veterans are taking a punishing beating. And the railway artillery just continues to land down shells from the Schwerer Gustav on that point. And there we go. Game over. A bit of a shorter match, I know, but again, once the patch hits late in the evening, all replays goes, well, you know, gone. I rather have to play a game quickly myself and hope I get a good one, which I did. I certainly was quite challenged by this match. The heavy mortars, the scout cars, the HU-85, the really good use of the HU-85, combined with marked vehicle and the Guards infantry, really created a bit of a nasty situation for me, but I was certainly able to somewhat help it through, you know, some clever panzer usage, but also the panzer excision ability rather saved my hide sometimes. It looks like it's actually been made cheaper. I think it only could use to cost 20 munitions, though I might be wrong. I might be wrong, of course, in that regard. But certainly it helps it is also that cheap, unlike, again, Jaeger infantry abilities, or Jaeger doctrines abilities, which are considerably more expensive. But there you go, managed to get myself a Vet 2 StuG, and again the Panzer IV command tank certainly also had its place in things. And what probably Hellofriend might want to do better was, again, he needed to be a bit more aggressive. Sometimes, you know, he just took himself too much time to actually push forward. He never tried to, you know, pursue me. He never tried to look for any advantage to take. On the other hand, I did, and that occasionally paid off, for example, when I got that 120mm mortar. Of course, sometimes it also didn't work out so well when I, for example, lost the flame for a half-tack, and that Panzer Mechanized Corps, of course, I mean, it has more risks, but, you know, when it pays off, it tends to pay off quite nicely. And of course, another problem was, of course, again, I was managed to starve him of fuel, so he couldn't really get those T-3045s out. I know, had he perhaps, you know, considered some fuel caches earlier, he might have been able to get them out that way. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, why not subscribe, tell your friends. If you didn't, well, why not send a replay of your own? This is ImperialDane saying cheers.